About the controversy as appears today on the dailymirror.lk newspaper regarding Easter carnage as to who actually are responsible for these attacks or the perpetrators and to bring them before justice. The thing is, there is no point pointing finger towards Sri Lanka intelligence officers or intelligence community for this. Their job, their duty as empowered by the constitution and the parliament made acts and as salaried employees of the government is to ensure the sovereignty of our country. So intelligence officers on private capacity don't do any act beyond their duty because they are educated and they know the outcome. So therefore, now when you look at a suicide attack like this nature, even I have described this similar description of the suicide attacks that killed Rajiv Gandhi and the subsequent court cases that evolved and proceeded on the Madras or Chennai High Court. Because once a suicide attack is carried out, it refers to a tragic past incident, right? It's an outcome of a tragic past. People just don't do and blow themselves up in so sacred places like St. Anthony's Church or Nigambo Katuwapitiya Church or Siemens Church, Batticaloa. Just for no reason, nobody would do that, right? That first the Roman Catholic Church headquarters in Vatican must understand, right? And also Sri Lanka's Roman Catholic Church. Because now, say, Rajiv Gandhi's assassination, when the court proceeded in the High Court of Chennai, I have pointed out that all those who carried out the suicide attack, at that time I think that Sri Lankan girl who's known as Danu, but I don't remember her name, that one Rajaratnam, she was a 17-year-old schoolgirl who considered like it's their family duty to serve the liberation tigers of Tamil from Batticaloa, and she did this, right? And her brother had died before that. So it's more like a suicide attacks are not like terrorist attacks, or they can't be classified as crimes. Neither they are terrorist. They are a different type of human tragic evolution of human activity in some outcome. Because as long as there is a cause, there is also always an effect. Every action has a reaction. This refers to action, a chain of action so tragic in Sri Lanka. So the last several decades that resulted in such a huge effect. Now, like, because crimes, terrorism and suicide attacks are three different types. Because as I have said earlier, the Chennai High Court proceedings about this Rajiv Gandhi suicide attack, they prosecuted some remaining people. They have never taken part in the suicide attack themselves, but they have been identified as being part of the helping, aid and abetting the group who did this. But finally I pointed out, according to the British English law based criminal law and also European Roman Dutch law base, which is in Sri Lanka the Roman law, Dutch law precedents we follow, jurist writings, and also the British common law, the cases, right? Common law cases and Roman Dutch law or the Roman law jurist books, and also international law. The main element for any terrorist attacks, up to here the terrorist attacks and crimes, if you consider, now crimes are murder, rape, kidnapping, hijacking, etc. Terrorist attacks are like, a group of terrorists come and bomb the central bank, those things. So now, when you consider these attacks, the major element to identify the crime is to find out who has had the intention and who carried out the the action and the crime. As the Gautama Buddha taught also 2500 years ago, there is nothing called sin. Sin, in Roman Catholic religion or Anglican religion refers to sin, but actually it's not the sin. It's actually the intention. That means one's thought in the mind, a clear intention and the action carried out. Someone think from the mind, I must do this murder, and then accordingly he or she carried out certain way. I go with the car and crash this person on the road to death, something like that. So here action you can find out when the accident happened. We know, okay, this person hit this person, knocked down, but the intention is very difficult to establish, because it could be, that person's intention. No, somebody else also could have been part of that intention. That's why in normal crimes and terrorist attacks, the intention could be related to one person who did that and several others who were part of the whole thing as being supporting people to the intention and also action, and they can be grouply classified as criminals and terrorists. But when it comes to, that's why I said crimes, terrorism and suicide attacks are three different things, because suicide attack refers to a past outcome effect of a past a tragic event. That means every action has a reaction on that principle of the nature. So now if you say, for example, say now when somebody, okay, Rajiv Gandhi's this suicide attack case at the Chennai courts failed because ultimately justice was not served, because of the reason the person who carried out the final suicide attack, that one Miss Rajratnam, right, it is she had the final intention and it is she who carried it out. Because once a suicide bomber comes and explodes, right, who had the intention? The person who blew herself or himself, right? When the ISIS or whoever, the group of Saharans terrorists who came to the St. Anthony's Church and the Katuapitiya, church, and also the Siemens Church, when they blew them all, and the Kingsbury and the Shangri-La and Dehibala, okay, then the people who come and blow them off, can you say once, because they die themselves. So according to English criminal law and the Roman Dutch criminal law and international criminal standards, criminology also, they kill themselves. So can you say somebody else killed them? No. According to current development of the international criminal law, now somebody, if you say, okay, now like this, somebody said something wrong with him due to a family problem, he or she hangs and kill himself, suicide, normal suicide. So in that case, can you bring before the courts the mother or father, or whatever they did? No, because it's the person who hanged, due to some family problem, who had the intention, who carried it out, right? That's what the Gautama Buddha also taught. Suicide is a very, harming oneself is a very bad thing, which nobody could, can be reborn again in a human state after still a long period once you do it, such a crime to your own self. But this type of attacks, even Gautama Buddha's time, it was not there, this type of suicide, because here one kills oneself. That's a normal suicide. But then on the way, the person has, those ISIS terrorists had the suicide bombs in their chest or bags. So then they kill themselves and they explode and kill others also. Now when there are two parts, but suiciding oneself when such suiciding process kills others in the church, St. Anthony's, Katuapitiya, Negombo, and the Siemens Church. So then the first act is suicide here. That means the person, as the normal person who had a family problem suicided, then you can't blame the parents. No, the person who did it must take the full responsibility, right, for that. That's the normal English law and the Roman Dutch law. Similarly here, the ISIS terrorists too, suiciders, must take full responsibility for killing themselves, first of all. You can't blame anyone else, Sri Lanka, State Intelligence Service Directors, or Sri Lanka National Intelligence, or chief, or any military intelligence. You can't blame for that, because they are the one who have the intention and they kill themselves, similar to the boy or girl who hang and kill herself by hanging in the room because of a family problem. You can't blame the parents after all for that. In modern law, no. That was the old classical law system, where you blame the whole village people if somebody hangs. That is not there in the modern system in crimes. So in this case also, here the first degree, if you take those ISIS terrorists, Saharan's group rather, so they are, it's like a normal suicide, they kill themselves, right? So what we can see is, in the process they attack others also. So primarily they kill themselves, and the attack also emanates due to their explosion, right? So they are the ones who had simultaneously the intention to kill themselves like the first degree and the second degree to harm others. And they do both then. So the intention and the action in modern criminal law, as we see today, is both towards them. Nobody else can do that, because action also they did, intention also they proved they had, because they blew them out after all. That's what I'm saying, because action of course is by them, because they walked into Shangri-La, they walked into Kingsbury, they walked into St. Anthony's Church, they walked into Katua PTA Church, Ticamba, and they walked into the Hivala restaurant, and also they walked into Simmons Church. So, well, of course, the action is by them, no, they are the ones who walked in. No? And finally, who had the intention? Because they decided to kill themselves. We can't blame any other, their parents, and say, okay, because of them, you believe, so they believe themselves, right? So intention, action is both with them when they suicide. So then in that process, others in the churches and the Kingsbury, the hotel and the Shangri-La hotel and Dehiwala restaurant also died during this whole incident of suiciding. So then they proved the action, they are responsible, and intention also goes to them. In modern, this evolutionary criminal law principles based on suicide, modern suicide type attacks, because here because intention goes to them, because they proved it by intentionally harming themselves. You can't blame others, Sri Lanka military or any other intelligence in Sri Lanka for that. They prove intention clearly to them. So they are the ones who did it. And finally, in international criminal law, Sri Lankan criminal law, all modern criminal law, they are the ones who did this crime. You can't bring before courts anyone else. Only criminal negligence can be pointed out towards Sri Lankan officials who, maybe knowingly or without knowingly, maybe they may not be able to do this, even though they make the bombs, even though they want the money, we give the money, but they won't be able to do this, or we are scared, we give them the money. So they are criminally negligent. That of course is a different charge, but you can't primarily bring charges against Sri Lanka military intelligence or any other intelligence, state intelligence or national intelligence or any other armed forces intelligence, police, STF. You can't blame them, right? That is the reason. The principles, based on principles of international criminal law evolving with regard to the, so now you can see suicide. Now you can see in Rajiv Gandhi's case, they brought before court and they sentenced to death this Nalini and Siddharan, I think, those two people. So then finally, ultimately what happened, the Rajiv Gandhi's own daughter, she went and met those people and they talked to them, and ultimately the daughter whose father had been killed, and they go and meet these so-called killers in the Chennai prisons. How can that happen? Because they know that it's not them, even though they were we can't persecute it, so we can't do wrong action, because we can't bring people who are not related to that act to courts and punish them like this, because those who have given the money, or those who have transported them to the hotels, or those people in the Vallampiti, or those people are criminally negligent. That of course is a charge that can be established. There's no two words about it. All the people that Cardinal Ranjit mentions here, I think those excluding President Maithripala Sirisena and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, because we can't bring our country's leaders for whatsoever reason to justice system. They have the complete immunity for national security matters, because it's our country here. But other than that, I think this Rishad Badruddin, Riyaj Badruddin, Dr. Muhammad Suleiman, Muhammad Safras, Ahmed Talib, and also two police officers, Mr. ALAM Hizbullah, and also they say Jamil, right? Intelligence, about the intelligence officers who had met Jamil. Intelligence officers we can't, because they are workers of the government, and they don't have anything to do, because as I said, intention of the harming, attack, killing others, 269 people, right? So proved by those who died themselves by dying themselves, right? That's the reason. They exploded, they died. So that proved, intention goes to them, not to any other outside intelligence officer. For them, intelligence officers can't be brought before courts for whatsoever reason, because they are not negligent. Here, they don't have any criminal negligence towards this incident. But politicians, I think the politicians are, of course, this group of people I mentioned, they can be brought before the courts, and Jamil, he had also died, so we can't do anything about it. But then intelligence officers we cannot, because intelligence officers only from the national, president of Sri Lanka had appointed them, whoever the president in the past, not only the current president. You can't point finger at him, because they are in a long service, right? These officers, intelligence officers, or armed forces directors, Sri Lanka State Intelligence Service, or National Intelligence, or Army Intelligence, all these intelligences, they have a long service, about 40, 30 a career in the army, and that's how they evolve, and they have a duty to a country, and they only protect the country, sovereignty, unitary character, and territorial integrity, do their intelligence operation. They don't, they have no intention to harm Sri Lankan citizens here. They are salaried people here. But the thing is here, please don't drag Sri Lankan intelligence officers to this story. They have nothing to do with these matters. Intelligence is a job, right? It's not killing others. It's about brain-mind development activity to protect the country. Okay. Then politicians, these groups that I mentioned here, they can be brought before the courts for negligence. There is no issue. I think accordingly, the President Gotabaya to proceed and bring before courts Mr. Rishad Badruddin, Riyaj Badruddin, Dr. Muhammad Solian, Muhammad Safrat, Ahmed Talib, and police officers. I'm not sure about their role, because as we cannot point finger without knowing the details. If there are bribery allegations, they can be brought before the court. But attorney Mr. MLMA Hisabullah, okay, they can be brought before the courts, and also that's all, I think. Now there's a person like Sonic. They say it was our project to determine who the person referred to as Sonic, who called the ISIS office, asking them to accept the responsible Easter Sunday. So, even if somebody says Sonic is an intelligence officer, they are only loyal, service personnel from Sri Lanka Armed Forces who have been in service for the last 30-40 years. They only try to protect the country. They have no intention to harm anyone in the country. Sri Lanka has no record whatsoever of attacking any other country in the past history. Unless somebody comes and harm us here, we of course take action to protect our country. But we have never invaded any other country in the world in our history of 2,500 years. So, intelligence officers, Sonic is not relevant here, because those who are negligent can be brought before the court. So I think President Gotabaya must proceed and bring before the courts those people, other than the intelligence staff, to courts and bring justice to this. And also it's a good lesson to the Roman Catholic Church of Vatican and Roman Catholic Church of Sri Lanka, because you are the one who supported LTT, with a lenient thinking on your beliefs. I had described about beliefs earlier, that you obstructed all the way through the war, not to do the war. These are the outcomes of such tragic events towards one's own motherland. So at least now, please don't intervene in our country's affairs through religion. If you want, please form a political party, Sri Lanka Roman Catholic Church political party, then do politics. Don't do a dual role, politics and religion together. That's wrong, completely wrong. As Buddhist monks, form a political party and join the political stream and enter the parliament, no problem. But while preaching, don't do politics and destroy the mind and the brain and the cognition process. This is the tragic outcome of those events. Based on the theory, every cause has an effect, right? That's the nature's law of karma. So now, anyway, I think in order to honor Sri Lanka's Cardinal Eminence Ranjit Malcolm's wish, we have to proceed to courts for those who are, are criminally negligent on this issue, by giving support services to these people, because those who have died have already died, and they take the full first-degree suicide attack. They have taken the intention, crime, action both by them, as I mentioned earlier. But criminal negligence, other than President Maithripala Sirisena and Prime Minister Ranil Singh Premadasan, all others, and police officers must be checked carefully whether they had any issue. Sometimes due to familial problems, they don't have proper salary, they don't have money, they take bribes, so they don't know about these Easter things. They take money to survive. So please look at them from sympathetic point of view. And also, I must mention, during the war period, somewhere in 2007, I wrote to the government at that time saying Sri Lanka do not have external intelligence agency, because our intelligence services were more towards internal intelligence information gathering and analyzing. At that time, I sent a proposal to the government, the Navy commander, about this, and then they called me to come there and then asked what is it about. I said, we don't have like a central intelligence agency to gather not like to pursue our interest on other land, but to gather external intelligence and do protect our country. And I think subsequently that is how the state intelligence service came into one of my proposals, to protect this country, not like CIA. Central intelligence in the USA gathers other countries' information and pursue them outside US in foreign countries to exploit opportunities for US. We don't do that. We only gather external information to protect our country and our people. That's all we do in Sri Lanka. That's what I proposed, and that's how the state intelligence service came. So please don't point finger towards them. They are not responsible for this type of dirty work. They don't do. Then of course I don't talk on behalf of them also here. So this is why those politicians, of course, please bring them before court, and other people who did criminal negligence. And Roman Catholic Church of Sri Lanka, I would advise them to give protection to their churches, because they did politics last 30-40 years since independence. This is the tragic outcome today. So please give full protection, check the bags, everything, install cameras, and whenever if there's a Muslim mosque attack overseas, please take precautions immediately. You also criminally negligent. His Eminence Cardinal Ranjit also criminally negligent, because after the New Zealand mosque attack, no action was taken, at least to check the bags in the churches in Sri Lanka. So take all precautions, because this is a tragic outcome of a huge war. And that is my advice to the Roman Catholic Church of Sri Lanka, and not to say you are bad, but then try to be in the correct path, because this way things won't work, going on a blind path. Not to undermine your, God philosophy, but, look at the facts. The outcome today, it's wrong. That is why I'm talking here. Not to undermine the good things, but look at the negative things also, and then accordingly try to correct. This is the only way to survive here. Sri Lanka is not like other countries. Sri Lanka is a unique country in the world history.